Today, a head monk is accused of embezzling 95 million baht and dumping corpses into the river. Thailand's major banks crash on payday, and Thai fighter jets respond to MIGs from Myanmar. All this and much more coming up in today's program.
Thailand News Today is brought to you by 5-Star Marine.
You're watching Thailand News Today, bringing you the latest top stories in Thailand and beyond. My name is Jet Gunther, and in our first story, the head monk at Wat Suthivararam Temple in Bangkok insisted he is innocent of any embezzlement charges after a renewed complaint was made against him. The temple's former accountant, Chanarong Piandi, has made a fresh complaint against the abbot, Phra Suthi Ratana Bandit, maintaining that he embezzled 95 million baht and disposed of a partially cremated corpse into the Chao Phraya River, which runs through Bangkok. A committee appointed by Bangkok's Office of the Provincial Chief Monk to investigate the allegations received a new statement from Chanarong yesterday. Chanarong made it known that the original allegations were lodged with the National Office of Buddhism in 2019, but revealed some senior monks interfered with the investigation in the hopes of exonerating the abbot. The original investigation found that the abbot was the only person who withdrew the money from the temple's account, but that was later changed to money being withdrawn by 3 people. The discovery that 3 people were involved in the embezzlement scandal led to the temple's former accountant lodging another complaint, but this time with the Prime Minister's office. Chanarong says he was the temple's asset manager and lay accountant between 2013 and 19. He revealed he learned about the half-cremated corpse being dumped into the river in 2018, and a year later found out about the embezzlement of temple funds. Chanarong said he was fired by the abbot after filing a complaint about the alleged embezzlement. Phra Suthi Ratana Bandit continues to maintain his innocence and has been cleared of a previous investigation. The abbot added the 95 million baht was withdrawn under proper permission by a temple committee for agricultural promotion and monastery construction projects. Speaking of bank withdrawals, Siam Commercial Bank joined Bangkok Bank and TMB Thanachart Bank in causing chaos throughout Thailand this morning when their banking apps crashed. They not only wreaked turmoil throughout the land, but they also managed to unite all of its customers in anger after their mobile banking systems crashed on the day their salaries were supposed to be transferred into their accounts. Customers of Siam Commercial Bank were greeted by the statement, "Service not available at this time. Please try again later," when they opened their app this morning. Customers of Bangkok Bank, checking whether their salaries had gone in, reported they were unable to check their accounts or make any transfers. The breakdown of the app was soon trending on Twitter under the hashtags SCB down, Bangkok Bank down, and TMB down. It's no surprise Twitter users were unkind to the banks. One tweeted, "Thai mobile banking apps crash at the end of the month and people are suffering." Another voiced a similar opinion. "I just transferred money from TTB to SCB. Darn, I'm so mad at all of these mobile app makers. I have no money left to eat now." As of the recording of this video, my SCB and Bangkok Bank apps are back to normal.
Choose your trip to your favorite island with 5-Star Marine. Go to 5starmarinephuket.com.
The Royal Thai Air Force has sent 2 F-16 fighter jets to inspect Thai airspace after a MiG-29 fighter jet from Myanmar was detected flying over the Phra district in the northern province of Thag. Yesterday, the Royal Thai Air Force reported that an unidentified aircraft was spotted in Thai territorial airspace at 11:16 a.m. The plane was later confirmed to be a MiG-29 fighter jet operated by the Burmese military. The jet was reported to fly about 4 to 5 kilometers into Thai airspace into the Phra district of Thag, located across the ongoing battlefield in the Karen state of Myanmar. The aircraft flew around the Thai airspace for about 15 minutes and then proceeded to fire 4 missiles at the anti-government groups. The media reported that Thak locals living in the community were, quote, surprised and frightened, saying the jets were flying very close to the ground. The schools in the area immediately announced an emergency and urged parents to take their children home. Some locals and students escaped into the school's bunkers as a precautionary measure. Following the ongoing clashes between the Burmese military and anti-government groups in the area, Thai locals said this was the first time that aircraft from Myanmar had intentionally flown into Thai territory. Some locals and officials noted that the Royal Thai Air Force was late in responding to protect Thai territory. Locals told Thai media that the Thai authorities were unable to do anything except just watch the jets fly in and out of the country. But a spokesperson from the Royal Thai Air Force insists that they quickly responded to the incident and sent up F-16 jets within 5 to 10 minutes. The spokesperson added that the Royal Thai Air Force had already assigned the Assistant Air Force Attaché in the Royal Thai Embassy in Yangon to coordinate with relevant departments in Myanmar to prevent a similar scenario in the future. Thailand's Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha has ordered a crackdown on illegal drugs in the country. At an anti-drug award ceremony yesterday, Prayut urged local officials to continue cracking down on drug rings as well as their financial supporters. However, the Prime Minister also stressed that rehabilitating addicts need occupational training to help them rebuild their lives. Prayut also brought up the need to educate young people about the danger of drugs. He said there needs to be awareness campaigns to promote drug-free schools and communities. This news comes after Thai police voiced support for a new approach to drugs in the country last week. Royal Thai Police Deputy Inspector Panurat Lakbun said that there is a nationwide shift to get drug users treatment instead of jail time. He said that programs to solve drug issues are being introduced in over 1,400 communities across Thailand. Time will tell if Prayut, along with the Thai police and other officials, will be successful at controlling Thailand's drug problems while providing addicts with recovery. Last week, the Thai Public Health Department declared that Thailand would move into a post-pandemic phase from July the 1st. That's today. But a leading heart disease specialist, Dr. Manoon Lee Chaweng Wong at the Vichayut Hospital in Payathai, is calling on the Public Health Department to postpone the declaration, saying that the current rise in cases proves that Thailand is not ready. Last week, the CCSA decided to use the term post-pandemic phase, deferring to the World Health Organization to make the endemic call in its own time. The specialist cited the number of new COVID-infected patients being admitted to his hospital, saying that it was rising at a high enough rate for the hospital to hurriedly reopen its COVID ward. The number of COVID infections had been trending up again after dipping below the 2,000 case mark a few times last week. Hospitals are reporting to the CCSA, which is Thailand's COVID task force, of a rise in the number of hospitalizations, although the number of COVID-related deaths remains low. Today's COVID total includes 2,354 community cases and 4 imported cases, a drop from yesterday's total of 2,695. There were also 16 new deaths, the daily death total remaining steady at this time. The total of PCR positive tests does not include the 4,000 to 4,500 daily positive ATK tests that are registered with the CCSA. That number is also creeping up. Dr. Manoon Lee Chaweng Wong believes that considering the current situation in hospitalizations, today's declaration should be put on hold, claiming that all hospitals in Bangkok are now seeing a spike in COVID-19 cases. The CCSA reported yesterday that hospitals in the provinces such as Samut Prakan, southeast of Bangkok, are seeing a higher rate in excess of 20%. Meanwhile, the Director General of the Department of Disease Control, Dr. Opat Gawinpong, says that the current rise in cases is only being observed in certain provinces, while the number of severe cases has slightly increased. Today, the Thailand Pass, along with the compulsory $10,000 insurance, is no more. And that's all for our report from Thailand News Today. We will be back again on Monday. Meanwhile, have a wonderful weekend, and you're now up to date on the Thaiger.